What's going on with Android?
Oh, I was just gonna talk about like the difference between Apple and Android, but like as I sent it, I had second thoughts because then I realized you don't have a phone. And well, yeah, that's that's basically it.
Well, I've had phones in the past,
Both
both
Apple and
Apple and Android.
okay, you want to talk about this, Harrison?
Yeah.
Okay, so so as you know, basically my whole life I've had Androids. I've been using Androids, even though like literally everyone has been telling me to get an iPhone like all my life because everyone had iPhones. And there'd be times where like I kind of wanted one because what's it called? It had like these interactive apps like you can send people like, "Oh, let's play 8 ball." And I'm like, "Oh, I want to play 8 ball, but I don't have an iPhone." But the reason why
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the reason why I stuck to it is because like iPhone and Apple have like different. I mean, sorry, Apple and iPhone. Wait, iPhone and
An
Android
Android.
have like individual apps, right? And I was so used to using these specific apps from Android that I knew it wasn't on iPhone. So I just kept continuing. And then eventually, during Christmas, this Christmas, I now have an Android, and my animation hasn't been affected that much, even though I'm still like barely animated at all. So tell me, Harrison, what are your thoughts on the difference? Like, which one's better? Which
I think that I think there's definitely, of course, there's more variety in Android in the sense that, you have a ton of different companies working with this operating system, but Apple kind of has just, I think, I haven't used one in a while. I think both as far as technology goes and marketing, they've just kind of been actually. I take that back. Well, do I? Apple's marketing has just been killing it. They've just been killing it. Well, I think they always have, but especially with their phones. Like their marketing is just
mhm.
like, damn.
I feel like one of the only reasons why I somewhat prefer the iPhone over Android. Sorry, Android. I know you've been like most of my childhood, but um, I think their like camera quality and stuff is definitely way better. I think that's something we can all agree on.
I object.
You
I
object.
object. I object.
Why?
I have owned an Android. It had worse camera quality than the Apples I've had, but Android is a huge range of phones. You have things like phones you can literally buy for like $50 that run Android OS. You have stuff that's like a couple grand that runs Android OS. I think, if we're looking at like the top tier best Android phones, they far outclass Apple in camera quality. Absolutely. So there's some you can get some Android cameras that are like up there with like Canon full like better than some like professional like pure just like real cameras. So like yeah, no, I think there's camera quality Android kills it. 100%.
Oh, really?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It
Well,
just
I
kills it.
mean, iPhone now has this new feature that really surprised me. There's like this night mode where at night you
Yes.
can turn on this filter that like does that. How
That
how
is that Android can definitely do that.
you think so?
Absolutely. 100%. I think where Apple is coming back, where they do succeed is in their M1 chip. Which I have no idea how like the technology works in that. All I know is that it's super crazy powerful and that it's really good and that they're also using it in their computers now. And it's like awesome and really powerful.
So you like Android more than iPhone?
No, I'll be honest with you. So I think as far as like when it comes to cameras, so I will admit that I think Android overall, when it comes to mechanical features, will have always simply because you can just like the OS is active to everyone from like the lowest of the low to the highest of the high. You absolutely have just better. It's like I guess what I mean because like Android makes up most of the market of phones. Because when you think about it, you have Apple, which is a phone company that owns its OS. You have Android, which is what literally every single other major phone company and small phone company uses. You have Apple, and then you have like everyone else using Android.
Mm.
And I guess you have like the Windows phone, but like that was like discontinued and was also ass, and we don't talk about that. But but yeah, I think like as far as I think, mechanically, definitely Android phones will have the upper hand because you can go higher up. But as far as the OS itself, I think Apple is just I think Apple is definitely a better OS. As just like an interface, it's just better. I think like there isn't. I will say that it is annoying that on Android, like Apple does limit creator like as far as applications go, like you're limited in the amount of applications you can have. Not in the amount, but like in because the Apple Store, there are more things that are able to get onto the Google Play Store than are into the Apple Store. Android just is far more lenient when it comes to what it lets on its store compared to Apple. Um, and you can also like download and get other third party application stores on Android as well. I don't know, can you on Apple? I'm not sure. I think it's harder though. So definitely like to really customize, if you want to go beyond on Apple, it's definitely a more difficult process. Like if you want to be doing more stuff that involve, stuff that isn't standard for the OS, Android is definitely better. Um, I'm gonna be honest, I think Apple just looks pretty. Apple is just looks prettier. I'm sorry. Apple is just prettier. I
Mm.
like it. I will say that ultimately, um, iOS fortunately falls short in the sense that it's literally just one company. Android is literally every single other phone company. Hundreds of thousands of phone companies. Literally every single other manufacturer is Android. Android has the benefit of the doubt of where it has the benefit in the sense that it is, you know, can be put into a variety of contexts, a variety of different quality phone. Whereas Apple is limited to only the iPhone, nothing else. I think if one wants to experiment and see more options, I don't know, I guess like it's tough because you used to be able to, at least I know you could do this with Macintoshes with like the computers. I don't know about iOS, but you used to be able to make Hackintoshes, which is basically a term where you take non-Apple hardware and you basically you run Mac OS on it. You used to be able to do that. You can't do it anymore. You can't do that unfortunately because there are a lot of people who really like the Mac OS. Apple's OSs are super beautiful and they're fluid and they're awesome, but their devices tend to fall short in the sense that well, it's one company. Android and Windows, hundreds of companies. Linux, hundreds of companies. You can get, and this is getting into computers and stuff too, but Linux, Android OS, Linux OS, Windows OS, literally every single other computer company in the world running those. You get access to an OS that is on every single other computer. So you have a variety. You can have, so if you like Windows OS and if you like Linux and if you like Android, you have a ton of options for hardware. If you like Apple's hardware, Apple's OS, Apple, iOS or Mac OS, if you want a variety in hardware, you just will not get it. That is kind of depressing because Apple refuses to let anyone else run their hardware but them, which makes them kind of have a monopoly over their OS, which is great for them. They make more money. Not great for the consumer because we have less options.
Well, the iPhone plays a good role in terms of like collaboration, because if you buy like an Apple product in terms of like your computer, your phone, you know, whatever, like you can connect your computer and your iPhone together. So like you can now
Mm.
like make calls and send text messages through your computer as long as they're like the same product, and you can also have the same like
You can do that.
pictures using iCloud and
You
stuff.
can you can do that with an Android.
Can you?
Yeah, yes, you can. Not I. Can you with I? Maybe, but you can definitely like you can hook like if you have a USB port, if you have the right cable, you can hook it up to a US through a USB, whether Type C or A, and you can get your files off your Android.
Well, yeah, but like in terms of like text messaging and calling, and for that you'd have to like plug it in and stuff and like upload it, in terms of
What?
iPhone, like literally, like you don't have to do anything. As long as you take a picture on your phone, it'll just automatically save onto your computer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and that's why it's like the OS is great. The OS, the operating system is great.
Mm-hmm.
Both Mac and an iPhone. Their OSs are great. Great operating systems. But is the hardware worth it? You're buying both operating system and hardware. And like my Apple computer was $1,400. That computer, the same money for less money. You can get a very high powered gaming PC that is so much more powerful in every single regard for less money. Why? Because just because. I don't know. Like just because Apple not, they're not putting, you know, NVIDIA graphics cards in their computers with, a whole lot of RAM and a bunch of other stuff there. When you pay 1,400 for basically a label or basically a brand. But at the same time, I think if I am correct, the MSRP does actually add up. And I think a lot of that comes down to just like they're spending that money on other things, like the fit and the finish, the metal, the materials. In PC, you'll have a lot of plastic. To be honest, I personally don't mind. 'Cause I'm like, if I can, as long as I can run my stuff, I don't really care. I think that's what a lot of other people also don't really care. Why would I spend like, the extra 100, 200, 300, maybe like $1,000 on getting a fully metal case with, like gold wiring and stuff? Which gold wiring is actually very, well, not gold, full gold wire, but gold like, how like on an aux cables and headphone cables, sometimes they'll have gold tips, 24 karat gold. That's a fairly common thing because gold is is easier transmitter, so it's not like a looks thing. It has a practical use. But like I guess one of those things like why would I spend on that when I could spend less money or even or just like the same money getting something that is infinitely more powerful, you know, where I can like run. I guess like I guess this is me for like from like a gaming perspective because if you're like just a person who works and is using it only for work, then Apple, I think there's competition there because macOS is really good for work. It's just really good in general. It is a great operating system. But as far as like gaming goes, or if you are a person who works and games and can't afford to have two computers, like Windows, anything like Windows oriented is just like is a must. No.
Mm.
I guess you can run Windows OS on Mac. You can do that on Mac hardware. You just can't run Mac OS on Windows hardware because Mac won't give out their OS. But you can run Windows OS on Mac hardware. Just the question is like, like the Windows OS objectively just isn't good. The reason why people use it so much is because, there are games on it. Like you can get more applications. It's just that the OS, like as far as like the UI, the user interface itself is just kind of clunky and not pleasant. But it has more stuff and it can do more stuff.
Well, there's a lot of like stereotypes or whatever about like the iPhone being, how should I say, like
The
scamish.
rich person's phone
What?
scam
Which?
being a
What?
scam,
Which?
rich as being the wealthy person's
Oh
phone.
no, I'm saying like scamish, like how like their chargers are different. Like their chargers don't provide USBs, and they force you to like buy more in order to plug stuff in and stuff like that. And like, oh, what's that? You have like headphones with wires. Well, you can buy another thing to plug in your wired headphones into your phone because
Yeah,
we don't have a thing.
yeah,
Uh, yeah,
yeah, yeah, I get that.
adapter. Well, I guess I'm kind of annoyed by that whole thing. You know, like I'm now that I have an iPhone, I'm kind of forced to use Bluetooth headphones. But it's also kind of funny because I'm actually using Android Bluetooth headphones, not AirPods.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. I think like yeah.
because I use my uh, music player. What's this called? A freaking MP3 player, right? And I can't exactly play Bluetooth on that, but it's also I'm not gonna throw this away, right? I listen to it like every day,
Yeah, yeah,
so like
yeah,
I'm used to using like wired headphones, and then every time I want to listen to something on my phone, I'm just like, oh shoot, now I have to take out my freaking Bluetooth headphone case, open it, gotta connect it, and all that stuff. It's it's a
yeah.
it's work.
Yeah, I get that. It's I guess I definitely think it is kind of scammy in that regard. But yeah, I guess, but Apple just looks so pretty. I think, at least for me, in my opinion, I don't like. I feel like I don't. For me, like a phone is really like a secondary device. It's just what it is to me. It's not a primary. Like if I'm on the go, like I don't really care if about a lot of little things because it's not a primary device for me. Like the point, the devices where I care about how powerful it is and how good the stuff on it is like computers because like that's where I'd rather spend most of my digital time. So I
True.
feel like I'm not like a good judge on like the phone. So it's like yeah, I totally like if don't like I think I'd probably just you know um get maybe like an older iPhone just because it has the cool just because I like iOS. So and because like you can get like an iPhone 5 for pretty cheap or maybe like a 6 or 7. Just do something like that. And then would I Apple Care and like they drag you in? No, 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 I'd go for the Android. Take that because it's just like I just don't care. I just it'll get by and that's fine. If
Hmm.
we're gonna go into the realm of like computers, oh, absolutely not. No Mac, no Mac. Go die, Mac. Hate it, hate it. Terrible. At least for me personally.
Because of like
Nothing good comes out of it.
because of like gaming and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Because like
Yeah.
you're a gamer, Caleb, right? You're a gamer. You're a
I
gamer.
I mean,
Right?
I guess I like games, but also,
Like you.
I'm a newbie gamer. I'm a freshman
No, 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 no,
gamer.
no. If no, if you like games, you're a gamer. If like you care, if like Caleb, do you ever feel like there's this game on this other system that I really want to play, but I can't play it, and that makes me sad because I don't have that system, or my system's not powerful enough.
Basically.
Then you're a gamer. These are gamer issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I'm talking about, it's like for gamers, it's like the opposite for phones. Because for phones, it's like I can't run this on my phone. I don't care. I don't want to play games on my phone. Like I do, but like that's like I there isn't anything on the phone that's like enticing enough for me to want to like really invest in or feel like I care that much. But when it comes to computers and consoles, it's like yeah, like I want to play this game. I want to be able to play the game. And I think as a gamer, someone who plays video games, whether you work and play video games or whether you're a YouTuber, which is not the majority of people. Most of the people who are gamers, they use their computer for work and for gaming. So at that point, it's like, probably invest in a device that that will get you probably a PC. Um, Consoles I think are nice for certain exclusives. Um, I also think that they're especially when I think I like consoles, but I think that if you're ultimately going for the most mileage out of a single device, get a PC, get one that's pay the same money you would for a high-end Apple for a computer that will do miles better than that Apple, and then play your games and do work. And it will just be better. It's just better. There is no reason to do otherwise. There is no reason to buy an Apple if you were a working gamer on the move.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that yeah, I was gonna say that like I've been interested in playing Valorant recently because I
Ooh,
haven't. Valorant, the freaking uh, gun game
Valorant.
that's like not
Oh man,
Fortnite.
Valorant.
You, do
It's,
you do you know what I'm
I
talking
mean,
about?
that's not CS. I mean, that's not CS:GO, but that plays like CS:GO.
It plays. Yeah, I know, but there's like powers and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never played it, but I know a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
people
yeah.
play it. Yeah, exactly. I've never
It's a.
played it, and what's
It's
it
kind of
called?
like Overwatch. Kind of like
Overwatch.
Overwatch in the sense that it's a hero shooter with like
Hmm.
different classes and stuff, but it's a CS:GO type game.
I
Yeah,
see.
it's looks pretty fun, but it's also like kind of competitive,
Hmm.
and I wouldn't discourage you from like I'd say try it. Me personally, I'm probably not gonna play it simply because that game looks hard, and I don't like CS:GO is hard, Caleb. I don't play CS:GO because I want to. I play it because it is the only first-person shooter I can run. CS:GO is not a bad game. I am just a bad gamer, and I'm not good at video games, and especially ones that require meticulous aiming and map control. And like knowing where you are and like knowing the map and like knowing the in and out of the games. No, can't do that. So that's not my type of game. I will say though that besides Valorant, like when you get into like Windows gaming and stuff, like there is just like the realm of both like immense free to paid games that are of very good quality is just ginormous. It's just huge. It's like from like Mac, it's just like the best. I haven't come from Mac because I'm not a PC gamer. That's why I'm probably sad all the time.
Yeah, because
Comes in,
Valorant doesn't work on Mac computers,
that is
and
correct.
I
That is
have a
correct.
Mac computer, and my friends from my old school are like apparently they play Valorant now, and they're like, "Oh, Caleb, do you play Valorant?" I'm like, I don't really have a choice, and I'm
Yeah.
also not even in college, and My mom's definitely
Why do you?
not buying me a new computer.
That's depressing. That's like, man, that's sad. I'm gonna actually cry for you, Caleb. Damn it, I can't cry for myself, but man, this is
This,
terrible. The life of a Mac user is a tragic one.
this is
At least for those who are Mac users but don't want to be.
this is more tragic than Batman's origin story.
This is more tragic than Romeo and Juliet. It's the saddest thing in the world. It's the
Truly.
saddest. On the other hand, if I did have access to a Windows PC, my gaming addiction would spike up again, and I would literally never do anything again for the rest of my life. I would probably eventually starve on the street because I would be doing no work because I have a serious, very serious addiction to the digital world,
Stream it,
whether that be social
Harrison.
media or video games.
Stream it.
I mean, stream it.
Stream it. Stream
Stream
your
it and make
addiction and
money.
make money.
Yeah, literally any Twitch streamer and YouTube. Although maybe not YouTuber, because YouTube actually takes like work ethic and a workflow to be a YouTuber.
True.
Because you have to like Twitch streamer maybe not so much, because like you turn on the stream and then like you're just kind of there
Hey
and you get to
man,
play games and people will watch you.
Twitch streamers take a lot of energy, you know? They
They do.
Yeah, don't discourage them or
Yeah.
insult them.
Oh, not their job is awesome, and they're usually entertaining and charismatic people, or they're people who are really good at the game they play. I am neither of those things.
You got to have the charisma.
Even if I was, there are lots of unfortunately, there are lots of people who are very talented, well-deserving people. Just don't get anywhere. Just don't. Just no one watches them, or not like a marginally large amount of people watch them. And they just don't get anywhere. It just doesn't happen.
Yikes. You have to be
Like one of my
what?
you have to be lucky. And
I
you have to
was
be both lucky and also talented.
I was gonna say like be like white Saikuno, but that works too.
You have to be a white boy with brown hair who plays
Yeah,
Minecraft.
yeah. Your hair is you already like kind of have bangs. Just spike it up a bit. Be like Saikuno, and then just make your voice more delicate, and you can be as shy as you want.
Yes.
Problem solved. Just be like name yourself like discount Saikuno, and then everyone will love you.
I gotta be like Gogi.
Gogi?
George not found.
I, who's that?
He's a Minecraft boy that 14-year-old girls like. And also other people.
Uh, okay.
But yeah, man, what if I just got lucky? Because I'm already lucky, being of a demographic that is the least oppressed, as well as being also growing up in like a very wealthy, well-off area. So like, maybe my luck will go on further. That's a really cynical, sad way to look at it because, that's me just, kind of hoping I don't have to actually put any effort into for the rest of my life. And that's depressing because yeah, this got a little too real. Actually, no, it didn't get too real. This got the perfect amount of real. Be realer.
Perfect.
I'm gonna vent. I'm gonna vent, Caleb. I'm gonna
I'll
vent.
follow
Yeah.
you, Harrison.
Yeah, but
Well, I
yeah,
mean, you also have a what's it called? You also have like some musical talent too, So that could kind of like help in your hypothetical Twitch career.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I think, I bet like we could probably if we keep on chugging away at our channel because, I think we're having no viewers. Our thumbnails and content is fairly good quality.
That's because I edit it because I'm the
Yeah,
best.
I agree. I exactly. That's why I said us and playing you because
Yeah,
like,
but you are the face, Harrison. I don't want too much credit.
like you get the credit. You misunderstand, Caleb. You get the credit regardless. You don't have to be the face to get the credit. You just kind of do because you like put in the work.
Yeah, I'm
Work,
I'm a I'm a
work.
weirdo. I like work. Look at me.
No, like it's not work if you like your work, or is it like masochist?
No, I don't think it's like
Is it is it is
masochist.
it, is it mas like do you like actually like find it like egregiously painful to animate and edit and you do it because it
Mm,
hurts you? Are you like Darkness from Konosuba?
no, I'm just Jesus Christ. I'm just too extroverted, and I don't have enough
Oh, is that
friends
right?
to not listen. I don't have enough friends to not have a schedule, So it's either I have friends or I have a schedule to do stuff.
Man,
So
I'm extroverted and I don't have a schedule. You see, introverts are just bad extroverts. Introverts are people.
that's not true.
I saw
There's
this
yeah,
one.
but there are
Uh,
some people who genuinely enjoy being alone.
yeah,
I
I
do
agree.
not.
They do.
I do
They
not,
do it. They do
Harrison.
exist.
I do
I
not,
agree.
Harrison.
I hate being
I've
alone as
lasted
well.
one
I'm alone.
day and I'm already losing my mind here. It's
I've
been
been
like
losing my mind.
2 days since school ended. I'm
I have
already
been
losing
losing
my
my
mind.
losing my mind all year, Caleb.
You,
I've just gotten used to
you,
losing my
you have
mind.
no. Getting used to it
Yes.
means you have embraced being introverted.
I haven't embraced being
You
introverted. I've
have
embraced being alone. I haven't. No, no, no. I've embraced being
alone,
alone and sad, and
aka
sad,
if
and
you
sad, and sad about
if
it, and
and sad,
sad.
then you would put in the effort into reaching out like I
Man, if
did.
I wish that were the case, dude. Like,
Then you are
I
introvert,
would be. I
Harrison.
would. Oh no, you missed. That would be so great if like I could just like be like what I'm sad. I'm gonna just put in. I'm gonna just do something about it because that would be productive and logical. God damn it, Caleb. God damn it. It's like you're like a good functioning person. You're good. You're good.
I'm
You're
not
a good one.
I'm not good. I'm just not dumb. I don't like being unproductive.
It's not dumb. It's not dumb to be unproductive. It is
I
not
I'm just
it is
okay, I'm
stupid.
sorry. I am just smart.
It's not it is arguably stupid to be unproductive and not be aware that that's a bad thing.
Wait, and not be aware? Wait, isn't that
Yeah.
making them dumb?
Yeah, but the thing is I'm aware of that, what I do is
Oh,
terrible for
I
me
see.
and awful. I just have a
I
serious
as a
problem.
smart person, I officially declare you not a dumbass.
Yay! 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 Wow. I've I've been promoted. Wow, I've
I
been
don't know.
promoted.
I don't know. I'm just an impatient person, you know what I mean? I just
Uh,
like doing stuff, so it kind of just, um, like me growing up, it makes me want to, uh, be with more people, because I didn't have that in my childhood. And that kind of has like this psychological logic to it. Like normally kids who grow up in big families, normally want to like have a smaller family, maybe like only one kid or possibly not even a romantic partner, just like a pet or something, and just hang out with friends. And people who usually like have a small family usually tend to grow up wanting a bigger family, you know?
I don't know if I've necessarily wanted a bigger family, but I've definitely wanted, I do find that I definitely I don't want to be alone as often as I am. I want to ultimately I think I kind of wait like a puppy dog online and on Discord, just waiting for someone to send something to me,
And
being like,
you
please,
don't
I'm
reach out, you just expect them to to contact you.
well, no, no, like it's not like me thinking like, oh, they should contact me, I'm so special. It's more so just like it's like I don't really know what I'd say to people. Like I have nothing
Or
going
you
on. I have
don't
nothing to
like
say.
being desperate.
Yeah,
Hmm.
basically.
No, I get that.
I usually I just kind of I don't know if I think that consciously. Maybe that's a subconscious feeling. Consciously, it's not a thing I'm really thinking about. Consciously, I'm just like, please, someone like whether in a group chat or like in a personal DM, anything, please. No.
So Harrison,
Yeah.
doesn't that make you an introvert?
But does does it?
Yes, it does, Harrison. It's okay. You can embrace it. I will love you either way.
But isn't like introvert people who want to, be alone some of the time?
Introvert people are people. Okay. There are two different types of introverts, right? There's the definition of introvert, and then there's I won't say society's version. I'll just say my version. Okay, so one version, which is the definition, is introverts who not necessarily prefer to be alone, but when like they have like a long day or something, they need like alone time to, how should I say, process, you know? So if they went through something traumatic or whatever, they'd want some alone time, you know? Like
I think most people, if they go
to
through something traumatic, want to be alone.
no, for me, I'd want to be with people. Like I'd want to
You would do something to not think about it.
yes, to like get my mood up, you know?
Hmm.
An example most commonly used, you know, you go to work, you have like, let's say this like huge project or whatever, and then you come home, you're tired. Do you want to go out and hang with friends to regain that energy, or do you want to like go to sleep or possibly like just watch YouTube videos or whatever to gain your energy?
Isn't that just being like a normal, good, productive human being?
Well,
Because I talk with
which
like,
what?
that's just like, what being, like, those are just like good strategies to live in life in general.
Yeah, well, those
You
are
know,
two preferences. So the
I feel like
question,
that shouldn't, or is it necessarily directly linked to apparently like a specific group of people who feel a certain way and they just are that way? I feel like that's just, those are just skills and ideas that, you know, are things that just work for humans in general.
well, I mean, yeah, that's basically what it is, you know. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not
It's not that those
undermining
things.
the idea of being introvert and extroverted. I just have a preference
Well,
of, you know,
I guess what I'm saying is that most people who are introverted don't want to be introverted.
I suppose,
If they
yeah.
are, they're lying to themselves. Most people, like they're not, they don't want to be that way. It's usually,
Hmm.
it's not a thing that people, at least I think, I don't think it's a healthy thing to identify with. Extrovert is
Mainly
fine because
because
extroverts
of
are,
mainly because of what society like
Well,
cast
no,
them
just
as.
because it's well, no, just because it's just not healthy. An introverted lifestyle is not healthy. It just isn't. Me
Hmm.
constantly just waiting for you to call, that's lonely. That makes me sad. That
Hmm.
makes me depressed. That makes
Hmm.
most people sad and most
Hmm.
people depressed. And then that leads to bad habits and makes them feel lethargic and dull and they don't get things done. And then that further,
So,
makes them go
so,
down the cycle.
okay, I get what you're saying, but would you agree that you would be introverted?
Yeah, but I disagree with the identifier. I refuse to
Okay,
identify with that because if
okay.
I identify with that, that means that I identify as like, oh, that's a part of my identity. I agree with that. That's
Mhm.
like me saying I identify as, like serial killers. That's like me saying like I identify with, being like, a slouch or a slug or a bad person. No. Why would you make that a part of your identity? People, it's like, when like people who are like LGBTQ, people identify with those things because they're parts of themselves which aren't necessarily negative or positive. They just are. Introvert and extrovert are traits which are not, inherent parts of being human. They're just, they are, but they're ways of living which, are not unique among individuals. They, at least for the most part, introverted is not a thing that people you should just be like, oh, I'm an introvert. That's just what I am. No, people aren't just introvert. Maybe like a small fraction, but most people aren't just you're just an introvert. No, you have had certain experiences in life which have led you down towards a position and path that have led you to engage in certain behaviors that cause you to act or behave in a way that is introverted and that causes you to not socialize as much as maybe you would like to.
Mhm.
That is my rant. Thoughts?
I'll take that answer. And that kind of leads me to my second definition of introverted, which is like going off of not only what you're saying, but just in general. All people are basically extroverts, like by definition.
Exactly.
I think that everyone likes to be around people unless there's some college closet freak who genuinely doesn't like people. But I feel like all people like hanging around with people, but
Yeah.
extroverts tend to have a better skill in, should I say, expressing themselves. So that would be my
Yeah.
definition. Just
Actually,
just
going to flip the
the
card on
the
you. That
skill
actually
set.
is. No, no, no. I'm going to flip that on you. That actually is the proper definition. The
Well, I
real one.
mean, if you look at basically all
Oh,
the what?
because if you look up introvert, what does introvert say? It says a shy, reticent person.
Was reticent
Being
mean?
shy and reticent is not a thing out of will. Those are traits that people develop. That's not saying someone what you said before, which was the claim was the real one. But the one that you're saying is your personal belief is actually the real one. Is the actual true definition of
Well,
introvert
I
and
mean,
extrovert.
then there would be two definitions, or more than one identification. And I'm just saying
No,
that
there.
I agree with this version,
I'm saying that your version is the right one.
but they're both in terms
Are
of
there?
the internet. In terms of the internet,
In
they're
terms of
both.
the yeah, and I guess that is an interesting point in the sense that like language is fluid, and really it's not the dictionary that decides what a definition is; it's the people. So yeah, I guess I get bothered by the term introvert because it makes me feel like I don't feel like it makes people look down on me. It only bothers me because it makes me feel because I so desperately constantly just want to connect and be with people all the time that it makes me feel like, you know, that won't happen if I
Hmm.
identify that way or if I
Well,
acknowledge that about myself. Accept
well,
that.
Well, that's why you have your extroverted counterpart best friend.
Yeah,
Me.
yeah, yay.
um, there's also a third definition, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, okay. For just for a second, let's ignore everything we just said. Introvert, extrovert, right? Introvert, a person who tends to like a smaller crowd, like they both have friends, right? But the introvert, like for a birthday party or whatever, they just want to hang out with their close friends, maybe at most four. And then the extrovert wanting to have more of a birthday party, more loud and more, more people.
I think for me, when I think about like the times I've either wanted to be in a big group and the times I've wanted to be in a small group, because I've wanted both at different times, depending on how I feel. But I feel like, at least for me, when I want to be with a big group of people, when I want to be with a small group of people, I want to be more intimate with people. It's usually because I maybe feel that I want more out of a relationship with people, want to be deeper with people in that moment, and therefore I feel like I don't feel comfortable with myself. I feel like I'm missing something in that moment. Well, I prefer in that moment maybe to opt for a more intimate interaction, with less people. If I'm feeling comfortable socially, as in like I feel comfortable with myself and the way my life is going, then yeah, I dig big groups.
What about in terms of like having, if you, in your adult life, would you want to celebrate like every holiday slash birthday party as a big party or more like a small group?
I feel like probably a small group because I feel like, like when a lot of times, people are off like when you're older, people just kind of I feel like just bigger parties just kind of tend not to happen. And at least I feel for me like there are acquaintances and then there are like friends. There are like people like if there's I feel like people who are like your friends, people who you're intimate with. At least for me, like when I the way I define that is people who I'm intimate with, any regard, whether socially, romantically, whatever that may be. When in regards to like a birthday party or celebration, like when younger as well, but particularly when I'm older, I definitely feel like I'd prefer like to not go through the trouble of like having a big group. I just like want to be with my friends and be, engage intimately with them in conversation.
Do you, do you, do you have
Boom.
a conclusion statement?
Uh, I'm lonely. Please help me. I please, anyone, please, 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 please.